Hello. I got interrupted in the last thing I was doing, and I thought I'd do it in a two-parter. So this is the second part of my thing about Prince Charles and counsellors of state. And I was starting to say, actually, the reason for this is because people are digging up the road outside and starting to make an enormous amount of noise. And also, I've just come out of hospital and I had to take some painkillers, but there we are. Now, I'm very well, by the way. I was talking about Prince George. Prince George would be eligible to become a Council of State in 2034 when he becomes 18 because of the change in the law, this extra law in 1943, which allowed councillors of state to be 18 if they were the prince or princess, the heir apparent, or the heir presumptive. A princess would generally be an heir presumptive because there was a slim possibility that a male heir would be born before the king died, and therefore the princess would then no longer be the heir apparent. The heir apparent, of course, if it's a boy, would always be the most likely heir. But now all this has changed with the new law, which came in a couple of years ago. So whoever is the oldest child of the monarch would be the heir. Now, Prince George would be eligible in 2034. Princess Charlotte eligible in 2036. Prince Louis in 2039. So that still means that if and when Prince Charles becomes either regent or the next king, his choice of Council of State, following the tradition that the Queen has set up, would be the Duchess of Cornwall, Prince William, his son, Prince Harry, his other son, Prince Andrew, and then Princess Beatrice. Well, Prince Andrew is, of course, disgraced, and Prince Harry has left royal duties and no longer, quote, represents the Queen, or in a future case, represents the King. So there has to be a mechanism for changing that system. I think that mechanism lies in the active participation of Prince Charles's sister, Princess Anne, who has shown herself to be stable and level-headed throughout. And I remember she came to open something in the village where I lived, and she was wonderful. No matter of fact, no nonsense, arrived in a helicopter and left very shortly after opening I think it was a town hall or something, I don't remember. Anyway, something needs to happen, because we cannot have a situation where Prince Andrew could potentially be sitting in Prince Charles's position in front of the throne in the House of Lords and reading the speech to open the next session of Parliament. That would be a mockery of our concept of honour, which is something I've been talking about for the last few days. I had hoped that Keir Starmer could steamroller the idea of honour back into public life. I think at the moment he's going to do so weakly that it's not going to have a big effect. We need a dramatic moment. Keir Starmer, I think he's probably asking too much of Keir Starmer to provide us with a dramatic moment, but there we are. I did look upon Keir Starmer with some hope, but we wait to see what happens next. Bye-bye. Do watch the opening of Parliament on BBC One at about 10:30. I think it begins. It's very exciting. You've got people, heralds. I know one of them. Heralds with wands like Harry Potter, leading the way, lining the staircase, and then Prince Charles and presumably the Duchess of Cornwall and Prince William will come up the staircase. We'll go into the robing room. We'll then proceed from the robing room in procession to the to the throne at the end of the House of Lords, and will then read the royal speech, and the House of Commons will sort of charge through the central lobby and squeeze into the end of the chamber to hear the speech that the Prime Minister has actually written for the Queen to deliver, and in this case it'll be delivered by Prince Charles. Bye-bye.